Hi, my name is Jimarielle Bowie and I'm an associate attorney here at the Nieves Law Firm. And today I'm going to talk to you about common questions cops ask you when you're pulled over. A lot of times when cops pull you over, they're going to ask you questions that seem like normal questions. They seem like maybe they're just trying to engage in conversation or things of that nature. But a lot of times, these initial questions are what get you incriminated. Or at the very least, these questions lead to probable cause, which then could lead to arrest or having your car searched or things of that nature. So it's really important to spot that stuff when you see it. The first question and the most common question that you hear from a cop, and anyone has probably heard it, is, do you know why I pulled you over? And that instantly should trigger in your brain that you should say, no, officer, I don't know why you pulled me over. Because if you admit, yes, officer, you pulled me over because I was speeding. Yes, officer, you pulled me over because I ran that red light. You are now admitting and also incriminating yourself. So you absolutely don't want to do that. If a cop asks you, do you know why you got pulled over? You can answer truthfully. No, you don't. Because at the end of the day, you don't know why officer pulled you over. And it's up to them to tell you. Number two, another thing that cops love to ask is, where are you headed, or where are you coming from? And again, those questions can be used to incriminate someone. For instance, if I'm driving and a cop asks me, where am I coming from? And I say a bar, that might give them probable cause to believe that I've been drinking. And vice versa. If I say, oh, I'm on my way to go to a bar, they might think I was drinking and going to the bar. So again, those are common questions that you need to listen for and know how to answer. The next question is, do you know how fast you were going? And typically that doesn't lead, to necessarily like criminal charges and more with traffic, but it could as well. You don't want to just say, yeah, I was going 100 miles per hour. You can tell me how fast I was going, officer. And actually that might help you, because if the officer tells you on the scene that you were going a certain amount of speed, but then in their police report, you were going a different amount of speed, that can help you impeach the officer. So again, you don't want to tell them anything. You don't want to give them a case. And the last thing is, they may ask you or say things that sound like a command. So sometimes an officer can be like, will you look at the tip of my pen? You don't have to do that. Also, if an officer asks you to do things or demands that you come out and take a test or come out and do this, if you're not under arrest, you do not have to take those tests. So field sobriety tests, you are not required to do them just because an officer says that they want you to do it. So anytime an officer says something that sounds like a demand, you can always ask, am I under arrest? Am I required to do so? That's why, that way you're able to know if you have the right to reject it or the right to proceed. But it's really important to recognize that sometimes the officers may not necessarily say something in the form of a question. It may sound like a demand, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it just because they make it sound like you have to. And if you find yourself in any trouble, if you find yourself pulled over and then arrested or facing any criminal charges due to being pulled over, please remember to call the Nieves Law Firm and see how we can help you.